Live from New York, it's Ask This Engineer.
Hey everybody, welcome to Ask Engineer. It's me, Lady Ada, with Mr. Lady Ada here at the Adafruit Factory. Got an exciting show for you tonight.
We do.
Lots of new stuff.
Put on your glasses.
See the sun.
Yeah, we can't do the show and watch it at the same time, but if the camera was a ball of fire with a moon in front of it, we'd be totally okay. So, anyways.
Great.
We're ready.
All right, well, until then.
There's a reason for these.
Yes. And yeah, I know, because we're going to the roof and look at the eclipse. But until then, we're going to do our show, which is, of course, our wonderful weekly Wednesday show we do every week.
Yeah.
Kick it off. What are we up to this week?
On tonight's show, the code's Eclipse. 10% off in the Adafruit store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. in the Adafruit store, except for gift certificates and Ada boxes. We're celebrating the Eclipse that's happening next week. Yay. Your purchase support us, Adafruit, an open source hardware company here in New York City. That's us on the roof. We're going to go there next week when the Eclipse happens. Show and tell. People around the world showing and sharing their projects from the stratosphere to the street, to Mars, to the micro, to the virtual world, to the... There's a lot of projects.
Yes.
Back to Mailbag didn't stop by. We're going to read your letters. We also have a special voicemail. Thanks for leaving those nice voicemails for us. Time travel. Look back in the world of makers, hackers, artists, engineers, pioneers, and more. Factory footage, time lapses, and more from Adafruit. Nimbus, the friendly cloud entity, will deliver some Adafruit IO news. 3D printing, microbit projects, Raspberry Pi projects. Of new products, we'll answer your questions. Of a trivia question, all that and more on Ask an Engineer. Okay, Lady Ada. So that's what's going on. That's why we had those glasses, because the code is Eclipse.
Yeah. We're not going to see the total eclipse, but there should be some eclipse in
yeah,
a little bit.
In New York, we get a bit of a partial one.
Partial one.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. It's like, I think, 50% covered, and it's at 2:44 p.m. in New York.
Okay.
On the dot.
We'll see if we can see it.
Yeah. It's not like predicting the weather. They actually know when this is going to happen.
When I was a kid, there was a total eclipse in Boston.
Yeah.
I remember, or is it almost complete?
Yeah.
I remember we looked through film.
Yeah. There was this total eclipse, and I got this plant that talked to me, and then I had to give it blood, and this whole other thing happened. It was a weird weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, anyways. Okay. Let's kick this off. Okay. So anyways, that was our code. You're watching Ask an Engineer. We do this every Wednesday at 8 p.m. We just did Show and Tell. We do that every Wednesday at 7:30. If you're in Manhattan and you check out before 11 a.m. and you're in one of the zip codes on checkout, you can get same day. Free UPS ground for $200 or more. We also recently added DHL shipping, and I added the emoji for Canada. Did it.
Yay!
Finally got around to that. So these are the places where we ship to DHL. We're adding more: Canada, UK, Germany, France, Belgium, Ireland, Italy, Netherlands, Portugal, and Spain. So that's where we're shipping to now. And with DHL shipping, all the customs and fees are paid on checkout. So that was important. Okay. Next up, Show and Tell. Lady Ada. People around the world showing their out of this world projects. What was on the Show and Tell this week?
We had a whole bunch of people, including some new people from Adafruit Southeast. We had Noah and Pedro. This week's 3D printing project is a little bit of a remix of last week's. It's a Gemma M0 case. They're working on some big projects. This edge-lit sign kit project. They milled out a Circuit Playground Express in the other mill, and they have a helmet that they're 3D printing. So that's on preview. Check that out, coming soon. AJ and her dad were on the show, Andrew. She made a rocket launcher. She likes to launch rockets. I mean, who doesn't? When she made an Arduino powered rocket launcher with like a keypad and a switch and like a key, and it's like secure. And
AJ got a 4-H award. By the way, let me just say something about 4-H. 4-H is one of the coolest organizations in the U.S. that you don't hear about it in some of the technology circles, and it's a technology group.
Yeah,
because there's so much things that go from sensors to rocketry and all that. I was in 4-H as a kid.
Agricultural technology.
Yeah,
but it's in original technology.
But it's neat to see 4-H, and even specifically the Girl Scouts. They now have like coding badges, and they're doing a lot of stuff like that. So that's cool. So if you are somewhere in the country and there's a 4-H, go check it out.
Yeah, it's neat.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she also put an altimeter in 2 rockets. And she graphed the altitude, and it's like a really beautiful graph, showing how fast it went up, and then it hits apogee, and then it falls. And then the third rocket was slightly lost, so there's only 2 data streaks. But then going forward, they're going to maybe put a Feather LoRa inside, so they can graph the data and also remotely transmit it with GPS. So they'll know where the rocket is, and maybe we'll do some high altitude ballooning, which is a lot of fun.
Okay.
Sounds fun. Okay, Hazel's got an update on her unicorn shirt. She's got some fabric she picked out. She got the unicorn horn working, so just gonna keep working on that. Slow and steady progress. Steven made a Feather NRF52 fidget spinner, so you can like
cool.
send it text messages and it will like display them on a fidget spinner.
Yeah, and I think Steven's looking for help to develop some of the software, so we asked him to email us, and we're going to try to get a guide and maybe point to the software. So if folks want to have like a Feather-enabled fidget spinner,
Yeah,
this might be the project for you.
It's a good demo also of like how to turn a Feather into like
Something
a
else.
standalone thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice. That's what it's for. Wireless projects. Matt has a Pi-Glass update. He's adding MEMS mic support on the Pi Zero, and he has some updates for us on the guide, so we'll check that out. Drew built a cool Raspberry Pi Zero key box with a Pi TFT password keeper. That's kind of handy, so it can keep track of your passwords, and then it acts as like a keyboard controller, so it will also send the key presses in.
Yeah, I mentioned that we just got a Nintendo Switch, and I had to enter in this giant password because it's like, oh, we always have a secure password. So I had a Nintendo account, and it was really challenging to enter in this thing on the screen keyboard. But for a lot of gaming devices, or really anything that has a USB port, like I got that projector, and you have to log in with credentials. So that'd be really neat to have like this portable device with your password on it that'll act as a keyboard and type it in for you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Neat.
Yeah.
Cool.
What else you got?
Rebecca showed a renovation of her college's tool room. It looks really nice. Has like a tool storage chest and walls and a robot, maze type thing that they're working on. So it's an update. She's been doing that all summer. Matthew came back after a couple of years and showed off the update to his VR headset for the Museum of Natural History, I think in South Carolina. Or maybe it was North Carolina. Sorry if I got that wrong. And it's got camera tracking, and he updated the 9DOF use of BN055, and
Yeah.
you can be on Mars, but also you can walk around and it knows where you are, so
Yeah.
you're getting the controller.
We have a lot of people in our community that do museum installations, so this is one of the videos I'm going to send to them. So the way it works is you can have a different 3D model in it and go to a different VR place, and then you can walk around. It'll actually know where you're walking around. This is a cool project.
It's a cool
Very,
project.
very difficult to show it on live video, by the way.
Yeah, I know
Props to that.
He did an intense video.
Yeah.
It runs in processing too, which is
Yeah.
kind of amazing. Processing is like the hypercard of this generation, I think.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah. And then Adam's scan ultraviolet microscope, high voltage supplies down, the voltage multiplier. He's going to work on that and get back to us later. Meanwhile, there was an auction at a local Intel factory that was shut down a long time ago, and
Yeah,
he
he
picked
scored.
up wafers and some desks and some matting. So he's going to really kit out his workshop.
Yeah, straight up, everyone out there watching, if you have wafers of really cool chips, or if you have a decap chip, we have some pretty high-powered microscopes for optical looking at things.
But-
I think that's the technical term, looking at things. But also, Adam has a scanning electron
Yeah,
microscope.
and he got some transistor level images before.
So we're gonna go as far as we can with optical, and then we're gonna send him some stuff.
Yeah.
And then we'll see how it goes.
That's cool.
That is neat. Okay.
That's it.
All right. All participants on the show and tell get an as seen on the show and tell sticker, or something else we'll send you, depending on your project. Email support@adafruit.com if you're on the show. Okay, this is part of the Adafruit Live series of shows. As some of you may notice, we are trying to get our community on Discord chat, which is a really neat thing. I think it's a great journalism and education and publishing tool. Apparently, it's also used for gaming.
Yeah.
But we got our Discord partner. Well, you got your Discord partner hoodie. And the reason why we're doing this is it's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, 365-day-a-year chat. Mm-hmm. And there's different channels. Right now, we're in the live stream. So if you want to join it, people are helping each other, and it's a really neat community. It's adafruit.it/discord. That's one of our short URLs that gets you there. So check it out. It's been really
And it's
interesting.
there 24 hours, so you don't have to worry about the Twitch
Yeah.
or YouTube comes in, comes out.
Yeah, one of the things for
And we have
people.
moderators. And
Yeah, we have a bot that keeps it clean.
Yeah.
But one of the things that's a challenge for broadcasters and then for companies like us is there's like 10 different platforms that you could put your live videos on or whatever, and the chat goes away. Facebook comments sort of stick around. Twitch, you can kind of look at the comments later. YouTube, the comments go away. Periscope, there's just like hearts and like a couple things. And this is one spot where you can do it all. You can post URLs, you can post photos of your projects. We also, I'll get to that in a minute, we have an extra credit area where if you just post your project, we'll probably send you something for free. So anyways, check it out. We did some sort of Desk of Lady Ada this week. We're playing around with some stuff. So this is some experiments with microscopes. Remember I was talking about microscopes? This is the Sci5 processor that they sent us decapped. It's an open source RISC-V chip.
Yeah.
And we pulled in a Discord chat with this. And then I also showed these Arduinos we got from China. I'll talk about that maybe later. And it was just a neat way to show all this stuff over a microscope. That was a NeoPixel really zoomed in. And then last night, we used Discord and we played Nintendo Switch Mario Kart against Scott. And you talked a little bit about CircuitPython, but it was mostly Scott just beating us.
Scott's really good at Mario Kart.
So the reason we're doing this is we're trying to use some of the newer features of Discord, bringing in live guests. And then I just made it really complicated on myself and wanted to have some video sources. So we decided to play a video game. Also on our live videos this week, Tony D. This is the digital I/O with Circuit Playground Express.
Yeah.
So from start to finish.
Gemma M0,
yeah.
nice.
So if you want to see how to do digital, analog.
Analog's next.
Analog's next, but digital I/O is now,
Yeah.
and then analog is next. Tune into the Tony D series. They're on youtube.com/Adafruit. Okay, John Park has a video too. This was the 3D actuated parts build that he did live.
Yeah, he wanted to use, he wanted to like lift something, and I said, oh, I have these actuators, so I was like, I'll send them to you.
Yeah.
And I guess he got it up and running, and he's like building it.
Yeah.
And having a good time. I don't know, like modeling stuff.
Yeah, so the live shows that JP's doing, you'll see these every week starting soon, if not like this week and beyond. A lot of the stuff we're doing now, as y'all may have noticed, is CircuitPython. So we have some more team members. Dan just joined. And a lot of the projects you'll see moving over to that because it's easier, faster, don't need an IDE. And
it's much more portable. You don't have to worry about compilers being different.
Works with MakeCode.
Yeah.
And MakeCode, if you hit our Twitter account, we just retweeted them. A lot of educators are using these. You just can go to the website, makecode.adafruit.com, and you're instantly dragging blocks around in your programming. Make did an article. Remember Make? You were on the cover of Make.
Yay.
They did an article. They interviewed Scott, and CircuitPython snakes its way onto Adafruit hardware. And this was neat.
Blinka.
Yeah. So from start to finish of like why we're doing it, how it works, why it's interesting, Caleb had Scott, basically his interview, talk about CircuitPython. So if you're seeing like Python on microcontrollers a lot, check out this article. And it's neat because Make they have their pulse on this. I think Featherline and like Raspberry Pi, there's some stuff that I think if the team at Make wasn't like using it in projects, it's hard to tell what's going on, but a lot of people know Python, so this is good. This is a trend. Interpretive languages on.
Yeah, and Gemma, so far we've been selling it for almost a month, and like I've not heard anything, which is good.
Yeah, it's already kind of becoming a top seller, which is kind of nice. Yay. All right.
People like it.
People like it.
We have some in stock right now. We're
have
making
them in
more.
stock.
We're making the trinket next.
Speaking of, don't forget the code Eclipse. You can buy that stuff that she just said.
But 10% off.
10% off. Okay. Mailbag. All right, pack the mailbag this week. We're just gonna do the voicemail because the email one's pretty long. It's on the site right now, so let's just do the voicemail.
Okay.
Hi, this is Pat from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Just wanted to give you a call. Finished watching tonight's shows and was happy to see what you all had. Good luck on your further developments. I'm having fun playing with your CircuitPython, and I'll have a few things up for show and tell within the next month or so. So thanks for being in business. Bye.
Thank you. And you can call us on Bitstab and leave a voicemail message. We'll do a live call at the end. We'll give away something. But if you want to leave a message anytime and say nice things, we very much appreciate it. We play those at our all-company meeting called State of the Fruit just about every week when we have them. Okay, time travel. Lady Ada,
Yes.
say happy birthday to
To
Gertie.
Gertie Corey.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Gertie Corey. Jewish Czech American biochemist who became the third woman and first American woman to win a Nobel Prize in Science and the first woman to be awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or medicine.
Gertie.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a cool name, too.
Gertrude.
Yeah.
Gertie, yeah.
Gertie.
Okay.
Born in 1896. Happy birthday. Nobel Prize winner. Super cool. We try to have some of the firsts that happened in the world, and also what else was going
I've
on?
never heard of her, so that's cool.
Yeah. What else is it? Wizard of Oz was released this week, a bunch of years ago, and a few other things. So check out our time travel section
Okay.
on the site. Okay.
Sounds good.
Next, we still have Back to School month going on. Check out our blog post tagged Back to School. We also have Adafruit Extra Credit. Remember, I was talking about that before. So we have a Discord channel inside of our chat. And if you post your project, Circuit Playground related, or even if it's just what you're going to build with like Make Code, we're doing some random acts of kindness. We'll find you, and we'll probably send you out something. Maybe. It has to be cool, though.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so that's going on right now. And we're doing this just for a little bit longer, so if you haven't done a project, do it. Or you can also post it on Twitter and just tag it #Adafruit Extra Credit, or whatever other social media place we can find. Or you can email support@adafruit.com and show us what you're working on.
Do it.
Next up, we have our Women of Hardware series. We're about to release the other one soon. Here is the trailer for the first one with you and Jessica and Aya.
The bits that you'll make, they're so technically complicated, but what you do is you take something that's so complicated and you make it like it's you snap it together.
Yeah. And it's some of the things that you look at and you're like, oh, that's obvious. That means a lot of, usually a lot of thought went into making that thing obvious or appear simple. It means it's resonating.
There's such a bridge of user experience, of empathy, of technology, of technical skill to take something so complicated and make it so simple.
Little Bits is about democratizing electronics and about inspiring kids around the world to be inventors, and that means kids of all ages, of all genders, of all backgrounds, of all languages.
I think one of the things, especially since you're making electronics for beginners, kids at heart, one of the things that strikes me is the saying, like, if the technology is really good, you don't even think it's there.
Yeah.
So now we're looking 5 years forward. What are you going to tell yourself in 5 years?
I'm going to ask myself, do you remember when some people didn't know what Little Bits was? This is what real conversations with women in hardware.
This is like
women
real
in tech is.
Okay, so that was our Women in Hardware series, and also, speaking of open source, Little Bits is an open source project. We have some stuff going on. Before I talk about this, if anyone works at a cool company and you have someone who makes hardware and you want to have us interview them for our Women in Hardware series, drop a note to support. We're talking to lots of companies and we're lining up like months and months of these, but a lot of folks, they work at big companies, are like, oh, you should talk to Adafruit. They're doing an interview series.
Yeah, I'd like to have engineers from like a wide range of backgrounds and what they're doing and their interests. Like Aya is a friend of mine for a long time, and she's nearby, but we're willing to talk to anybody anywhere.
Yeah, we have our list of people that we want to have, a great engineer to engineer chat with.
Yeah.
But we don't know everybody yet because there's like 9 billion people.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, this Friday, I think this is going to be live stream, but if not, we'll get a recording and post it up. You're going to do a tour of the Adafruit factory on live video and then show some Circuit Playground, CircuitPython stuff. We're doing an effort with OSI, open source organization, to help educators choose open source hardware and software for their students. Usually it's better, it's open, they can do stuff with it.
Yeah, and they don't get like screwed with license fees or like DRM or, goodness.
So that's coming up. We have a post on our site, and it's Floss Desktop for Kids, an open source initiative. And you can read all about it, and we'll make sure the video's posted up. But it's neat because we get to talk about what we do, which is open source hardware and software, specifically for educators. They're coming at it like, let's get more open source desktop systems. Be ideal because, a billion licenses is really hard to pull off for schools. Okay.
Seats.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about the learning system and all the videos we do.
Yeah.
Educators can use all of our Learn guides
all free.
for free. Yeah.
Print it out. We even have PDFs just for them.
Yeah.
They love PDFs.
Okay. All right, Lady, we have 1,267 tutorials.
Yeah, I wrote a bunch this week.
What was on the tutorial?
Okay, well, we had this 3D printing, 3D Hangouts project, the Gemma M0 case. I think we have a little video about that as well. We had a guest guide by Jan. It's a motion-activated solder fume extractor with lamp. This is like a really useful tool. It's a solder fume extractor. And it's got a USB booster inside, and it's rechargeable, and you can like plug in a USB lamp. And it also has a PIR sensor, so it only turns on when you're in front of it. So, I mean, you can plug it in, it's always plugged in, but then you don't have to hear it unless you're right in front of it and like actually soldering, which I think is like really handy, because otherwise you forget and it's loud, or you don't forget to turn it on and you forget to have it on, and then you're like, there's fumes. So it's a good project. I made this Pi-hole ad blocker with Pi0W. Tony did a video about this, but we hadn't had a guide, and I thought I would just write up a quick guide on using it with a Pi Zero, and I have one. I'll show it off. And what's neat is we use this all the time at home, because my tablet, I actually can't go to a lot of websites because the ads like take over and like I can't click them away. So this clears them out.
Yeah.
And
most of my time
nice.
on the internet, if I don't have some type of ad blocker to the specific sites that I know that do this, is me trying to find a tiny X to stop the giant box that came over.
I don't
everything.
want the app, and I'm not going to sign up for the newsletter. So it's kind of handy, and you can of course customize it. And it's a really cool project from Pi-hole, and check that out. We got the new product guide, the TPL 511. I'll talk about in the new product section. And then we got this really cool Aaron Project .star LED in glass pebble floor. We have a video that we can show right now.
Yeah, we're going to
about
do that. Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Boop.
Create a gorgeous border or accent in your home using .star LEDs and colored glass pebbles. Connect your LEDs to power and control them with Circuit Playground. Our 3D printed case holds the Circuit Playground in place and makes it easy to change modes. Add your own color modes or use our sample code as is. Check the Adafruit Learning Center for a full tutorial, and be sure to subscribe for more ideas and inspiration.
Okay, so our Raspberry Pi project for the week is the Pi-hole.
Yeah, so you know, I put something for Pi. Oh, can I show this on the overhead?
Yeah, we're going to go to the overhead.
Okay.
But this is cool because we have a nice before and after.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so let me
You
like...
want to tell me when you're ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're like on a web page, and like this actually had a gigantic ad, and there's like ads everywhere. So this Pi-hole is set up, and it has an IP address, and it'll even tell you how many ads it blocked. So it says here it's blocked like 44 ads. And then if you go to your settings, and then under your Wi-Fi, you can set the DNS. So I have it set up to be all these, but I'm actually going to delete them, and I'll put in the IP address of this. It'll be my domain name server. So let's do this 10.0.
So that's pretty easy. Anyone can just put this on their network, and then it'll show on the screen the DNS. You add that, and then you're done.
Yeah, and then let me try now. So now when I refresh, wait, give it a second.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
It's super clean.
Look at this. It's like the internet a long time ago.
It's like the internet, and so you can go to lots of websites that, I don't know, like CNN. I mean, I don't really want to go to CNN because I'm sure something horrible happened.
Yeah, that's actually the
This is a little
theme.
bit of the
Don't go to CNN.
I don't even want to know. But if you go there, it's like you can just see the horrible news instead of a lot of ads. So I don't know. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. But I really like it because my tablet, my tablet at home, it's too small. I can't actually click away the X's.
Yeah. So one of the things I want us to do is I want to make one that only shows ads. So
totally.
we'll invert it.
Yeah.
So you have to guess the website. So you'll go to a website and then you'll show it to your friend. You'll say, which website do you think it is? And it'll just be showing the ads.
Yeah. So what I liked about this is we the Pi0W is perfect for this because you just like plug it in. And I actually plugged it into the router because my router has a USB port.
Yeah.
So just sits on top of the router. And then I put our little Pi OLED. I saw a tweet and I was like, oh my God, that's such a good idea. So
Super cute.
This gives you the IP address and also gives you stats like how many queries and how many clients you have connected and how many ads have been blocked. So the one at home I think has blocked like 5,000 ads so far.
Yeah. And you can add other things, I think. Someone in the chat was saying you can add uBlock and also the privacy badger. You can do lots of stuff router side, so your devices are safe.
Because you can't hook up privacy badger or whatever on your tablet. Like you can't have plugins. That's the thing that drives me crazy because I have privacy badger and like do not track on my computer, but not on my tablet.
And I should say straight up, like I don't necessarily. There's a philosophical debate about ad blocking, but you can also whitelist sites.
Yeah.
So one of the things that you can do is, like, let's say if you're a fan of a creator online, if they have a Patreon, great, you can give them money directly and maybe avoid some of the ads on some of the places they have to put their stuff, because you can reward them directly.
Yes.
You can also whitelist stuff.
Yes.
Anyways,
I also donated to Pi-hole after I installed it 'cause it was so handy. So.
we did. I actually saw the PayPal receipt. You you really did.
Yeah,
that.
because I was like, this is such a great. They did a really great job. It's really, and it's a good example of how to do. There's other projects where you can replace ads with art, or like turn ads upside down.
Yeah.
Or stuff. So like, you can do.
Let's
fun
say
things.
if you're an internet junkie and you can't get off the internet, but you also have to study something on flashcards.
Yeah.
You could just put all the things you're supposed to memorize as
that's
ads.
a good idea.
You can learn an entire language just
That's
like
true.
hanging out on Reddit.
I'm totally gonna put in like a Mandarin flashcards. Anyways,
Yeah.
that's my week project. I did it last night, and I had a lot of fun. So, Pi Zero W works great for it. So it's a really
Yeah.
good project for the Zero W, because you just want a little display and Wi-Fi, and that's all it does.
Okay. All right, next up. I sort of have Arduino news. Sorta. So a month ago, almost, July 27th, it was announced that Arduino's back to pretty much the original founders. That guy, Federico Musto, he's out.
Yeah.
And so the domain names and all the IP should be transferring to the original founders again. I'm watching the domains and stuff like that because I want to see if that's really happening, because a lot of times people will say they're going to do something and maybe they won't. So while I was doing research with this other version of Arduino and kind of this sketchy guy, we found that there's Arduinos in China.
Yeah, there's Chinese-made Arduinos, which I've never seen before.
So this is a little weird. So this is my investigative journalism side that also has stuff to do with like Taobao and Alibaba. So this is an Arduino we bought from China. However,
it's in Chinese.
it's in Chinese, and
Which
then
is cool.
It's cool. The back says, "Can you take the little plastic case off?"
Yeah.
So this is going to go into my Arduino museum no matter what.
Totally, it has to go through.
Yeah,
your
so it's
museum.
arduino.org.cn, and it's an Uno, and we found the certificate that says this company or one of the companies is sort of allowed to do this. It's a little unclear.
Yeah.
I sent this off to the Arduino CC team and said, hey, like, heads up. The box that it comes with has, the hologram, and it's like, it looks kind of official.
You know what's
and all this stuff.
interesting? I'll tell you something interesting. So this is the
Okay,
English one.
wait, oh.
No, wait. Let me show you something interesting. So this is the English one, and this is the Chinese one. You can tell this is, I think, leaded solder. Look at how shiny it is.
Yeah,
and this is lead-free solder.
So here's what we're trying to figure out. We bought both of these from China. One says made in Italy, one says made in China, and it's really complicated to get electronics
they're
made
not
in.
identical.
They're not identical, but it's
Yeah.
complicated to get stuff made in Italy, then ship it to China, and then allow someone to buy it directly from China. And the pricing seemed okay, but we're just kind of interested to see what's going on with this.
I mean, I think it was done on a different. I mean, you need to get a lot more, but like the solder process is different.
Yeah. So when
We should. I think I have a lead kit somewhere. I
Yeah,
can
so
check.
one thing, they're not identical with just like a sticker on it that says made in
Yeah,
Italy.
they're
So
definitely different.
That's good, because what we were concerned with, and this is, allegedly, and we were like, oh, that's a pretty big allegation, was there was ones that said made in Italy and they were really made in China. So we did a called a drop by, and I just wanted to see what's what. So we'll find out the origins of these, and we'll let the Arduino CC team know of what we discover. But right now, we got both of these from China. One says made in Italy, one says made in China. They're not identical, so right now, unknown. We're gonna see where the facts lead us.
I mean, the PCB is a little bit different.
Yeah,
The
it could just be a
solder
bunch of
process is
stock they had and
different.
they shipped them over to
It's
China.
tough. Yeah, I don't see. This one has 1651 as the date code. This one, I don't see a date code.
Yeah.
So I don't know when this was made.
And the reason we were interested in this is because dude who just got kicked out was sketchy. So there's a bunch of sketchy stuff going on. So we're like,
Yeah.
well, let's just see before we say, hey, Arduino CC team, Massimo and team, like, look out for this or whatever. So we're just trying to figure out. Also, it's just kind of cool to get another Arduino from my Arduino
Yeah, you
museum.
totally should have it for your museum.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, and it's got like the map of China on it. It's kind
Yeah.
of neat.
Okay.
All right. Anyways,
So
investigations.
that's sort of my news, not really.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna put this
All right.
back in the box.
So also don't forget, we have our buy one give one Girls Who Code. If you buy a Circuit Playground Classic on DigiKey, they donate one to Girls Who Code. You buy two, they donate two.
Yep.
You buy three, they donate three. Okay. Next week on our show and tell, Lifton's going to stop by. He's going to talk about the Maker Almanac, so I'll skip ahead.
Yeah.
We're also changing up some stuff on our Adafruit Daily. So we publish a lot on Adafruit Daily, so there's up to like 25 newsletters you could get in a day, and you just have to sign up. It's not from our store. It's called Adafruit Daily.
No, it's
we're-
totally separate.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is make it so there's one per topic per week, so you could get, so it's more manageable for us to author, and also maybe you get one wearable, one cosplay,
And
one
is
biohacking.
there a way for people to send in tips if they're like, oh, I have a tip?
Yeah,
or-
just email it to support,
Okay.
and we'll look at
I
it.
mean, like people that, we've been doing it for a year.
Yeah.
Maybe they have ideas.
Yeah. Okay. Factory footage. We got some. This week. And we also have some other stuff. This is a rare thing. So we had a panel that we received that wasn't
It wasn't sliced. We couldn't depanelize
it wasn't sliced.
We
We
didn't
couldn't
notice
depanel
it.
it. So Andy turned this into a giant game of life.
Yeah, it's nice.
This is super cool.
Yeah, because we pick and placed it, and they all worked.
Yeah.
But they couldn't be depanelized, and it's very rare, but it happens like once every 1,000 panels.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to throw it out, so he just was like, "I'm going to recycle this into
Yeah.
art."
It's cool art. And then this is I think our selective
selective,
solder, and it's doing
These are their Bluefruit friends.
Bluefruit friends,
Or
yeah.
sniffers, but what's neat is you can tell it's like we made this custom acrylic jig to hold
Yeah.
everything in place because we didn't want to hand solder these anymore.
And then the other thing we got, this is Brent with a time lapse, and he did this giant guide.
We're going to
with-
release it
This is coming soon.
very soon.
It's not out yet, don't ask. And this is the Metro
Experimenter kit.
Experimenter Kit. Yeah.
So he's basically went through and they redid the Artix projects, but they did it for the Metro and the Metro Express. So it's
Yeah.
in both Arduino and in Python.
Yeah, shout out to Brent Nasher. Did a
Pretty
good job.
intense.
Okay. And then next up we have this cool other mill time lapse.
What's it doing?
Well, we just like doing
see.
time lapse.
Yeah, but there's nothing there.
It's dancing.
Is this dancing?
It's dancing.
Okay. Very mysterious.
Yes. And then we also have this is our tester when we make the OLEDs, so we know it works. That's the screen, isn't it?
No, we haven't made that product in a very long time.
I thought that was the tester screen we used. When we go beep and it tests.
No, that's for something else.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is one of our first breakout. This was the OLED screen, but back when it was like 8-bit OLED. Nobody ended up using it, so we made a new
Oh, this
version.
was in the folder of the factory footage for testers. I thought this was the
I think
tester
someone
stuff.
just showed like, well, this is like the first tester we ever made.
Oh, it might be. It was in a tester thing.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a board we used to make. We haven't made it in like 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Retro.
Yeah.
Retro Adafruit factory. Maybe we tested this
This is
in our
old school
apartment.
style.
Probably did.
Yeah.
And then we have some neat footage from outside. This is a moon set. So this is outside the Adafruit windows. And you're thinking,
Where's
what
the
is this?
moon?
There it is.
Hey.
Hello, man.
Moon.
So we use the Pi camera to do these time lapse stuff. There's Freedom Tower, Lower Manhattan. This is what our pick and places see in the morning. Okay. Next, Nimbus, the friendly cloud entity, is here. We have some I/O news for the folks who don't know. Adafruit IO is our Internet of Things service made for makers. We'll probably have our paid for tier, so you should use it if you want to use it. But we'll have something for more folks who want to do more later. So we have an update this week. Ready?
Yeah.
state of I/O. We have 81.4 million inserts of data logged in the last 7 days. We have 31,000 users. We have 27,000 online feeds and 94,000 feeds total.
Yay.
If there's any issues that you have, go to our Adafruit IO forums.
It's about 3 feeds per person. It's
Yeah.
pretty
And if you're using version 1 of our API, you want to upgrade to version 2. Mm-hmm. You want to get on that.
Better.
And it has more features, and it's easier to use, and we have the documents to check it out. So if you were doing IO projects, version 1, good idea to go to 2.
Okay.
We didn't get rid of it yet, but
Nope.
probably will.
Yep.
Maybe. All right. 3D printing. Noah and Pedro printed a very timely project this week. This is the Joy-Con drink holder.
Yeah.
So you can slide the controllers
And then
from the Nintendo Switch into other things,
yeah.
but you can also make something 3D printed like a drink holder.
Wait, so you're gaming and drinking at the same time?
That's right,
All right,
which is perfect for
I'm gonna-
Mario Kart.
I'm gonna have to see this video to understand exactly.
Yep. All right, don't forget every Thursday. Back in the day, we used to do 3D Hangouts, but then I got this new graphic that reminds me now on Wednesdays. So starting next week, you'll see Noah and Pedro's videos return. This week they took the week off, but we do this every Wednesday. Should probably get a new graphic. All right,
I kind of like that it's the same old graphic.
look, I like to recycle the things. Microbit
Okay.
Monday, we have a microbit project. This one's kind of neat. This is one of the things that I like about microbit. So super simple, couple alligator clips, pop a NeoPixel strip in. Now you've got a project done. You got
Okay.
a little light box.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that we like doing with some of our platforms. Like, what's the first hello world for physical computing?
Yeah.
Usually it's like getting NeoPixel stuff
Yeah.
to do. So this is a really good one with alligator clips and how to hook it up to NeoPixel strip. Mm-hmm. And then you learn about diffusion, and they show like, here's a tinfoil inside the box. So like,
Yeah.
especially if you're the youngins now,
Youngins.
like the 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, this is some of the first projects they'll do. So they'll instantly get this like cool glowing cube. And if you have microbit, this is a good project to start off with.
Cool.
It's also like, it's stuff that you might have around the house.
Yeah.
So if you want to do a workshop or whatever with kids. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Lady Ada, before we get off to new products, the code is Eclipse.
Cool.
We know we know where we will be next week at
On the roof.
2:44 p.m. Your purchases support us, Adafruit, open source hardware company. Codes Eclipse all the way up to 11:59 p.m. tonight. Lady Ada,
Yeah.
it's time. Do your song.
New, 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 new.
Okay, good work. As always, we have our new product newsletter. If you're logged into your account, you can choose that. We will never spam you. And it's one of our most successful newsletters because we get asked a lot, can you just email me when you get new products? Because you put in a lot of new products.
Yeah.
So here's some new products.
Okay, starting off, we have this, it's about 6-inch long 4JST cable. It's a stemma cable, which is an upcoming series of boards, and this is the cable that we're going to use to connect them.
It's mysterious because it's called stemma. What is it?
What is it?
What is it? It's called
related to
stemma.
Gemma?
It rhymes with
Yes,
Gemma.
But what is it
Maybe
related?
STEM sounds like something that maybe it's a plant or maybe it's a curriculum.
Yeah. So
Whoa.
it's a kind of like a 2 or 3 year old project, but we'll get to it. Maybe I'll show off a little bit on. It's not out yet. So this
Okay.
is stemma cable. Very handy.
Want to show it? Hey, look! It's like the picture. It's like the picture.
It's just like the picture.
Yeah.
Cable. It's keyed. It's just black. It's got 4
What
wires.
does this cable do? What does it do? Okay.
Lovely.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up. It's a screen.
We have an update to the resistive touchscreen. So we used to carry this like Nintendo DS screen, and it was actually like literally used for Nintendo DSs, but you can't really get them anymore. And I was like, you know what? I don't like the connector was actually kind of hard to connect to. So we have a new resistive touchscreen that we're carrying. It's a little bit bigger, but what's nice about it is it comes with a better connector. So can you go to the overhead and I'll show it off?
Yeah.
So this one, it's, it's about the same size, but it's nice. It's like a good screen size for like small projects. You can overlay it on some stuff. And it comes with a 1 millimeter pitch connector, which is like way more reasonable. Like you still can't solder to it, but it's not so small that you're just like, wow, it totally sucks to work with. And you can use it with like our AR 111 or our STMPE resistive touch controller. So you plug it in, and like now this is like a USB mouse, so it's very easy to use and works great with all our resistive touch stuff. And it kind of resistive touch panel is basically standardized on this 4-pin connector, so now it can be used with all of our accessories. And there's a little bit of like adhesive on the back, which you can pull it off and you can like stick it to something more permanently. If I remove this, it would be sticky. So overall, a nice little add-on. Update product.
Okay. Next, boop. What's this?
This is a coming soon. It's an update to our NRF52 Feather. This is the NRF52 Feather Pro. We'll do another little video when it actually comes out, but we did finish the design, and we just wanted to get them in ready in the store for when we finish the guide. This is basically the same as our NRF52 Feather, except instead of using an Arduino bootloader, it has Minute bootloader. And Minute is an Apache real-time operating system. It's very powerful. For people who want to not use Arduino, they want to use their own real-time operating system. They want threads. They want a lot of control over their hardware. They want profiling in real time. We have an app that does real-time profiling. You can see it here. It'll show you all your threads. It'll show you your memory usage and your flash usage. It has an over-the-air bootloader. It's a very advanced professional Bluetooth stack that's open source. So it's
called Minute.
It's called Minute.
So if people want to search for it and learn about it.
MYNEWT. So it's like lizard, but also it's like minute, like small.
Ah, that's clever.
It's a pun.
Oh, it's clever because it's a lizard and it's tiny. A tiny lizard. Yeah. That's
Anyways,
cool.
it's by Apache. And so this is going to be a board that people can use if they want to use Minute. However, I will warn people, it's not for use with Arduino. The bootloader is not Arduino compatible. So if you want to use Minute, use this. If you want to use Arduino, use our other NRF52 Feather, which is a little bit less expensive because it doesn't have the SWD connector and the extra button. This is for advanced users who are like, hey, I'm totally going to use SWD to program and debug, and I'm going to use RTOS, and I'm going to use this Minute system. But for the professional devs, this is it. So it just looks exactly like our Feather, except it's got the SWD connector on there because it's going to be useful for those people, and it has a DFU button over here, which you can use as a user button. And then I thought maybe I could try opening up the Minute app to show it off. Give me a second.
One thing for sure, you're not going to have any ads.
No. So it's not live yet. Oh, hold on. There's too many Bluetooth apps that I have open.
You know what would be good to, speaking of the Pi-hole thing, I wonder if there's a site that has the most ads that people would know to test this stuff on.
So let's see if this works.
Anyways, okay.
So the only thing is I didn't test this.
What do you think it's called?
I think it would be called NRF52. Let me power cycle this. If it doesn't work, it's because I didn't actually.
What's the name of that app that you're using?
This is a non-public app that we wrote called Minute. Yeah, it might not be working.
So when we're shipping, do you want to do?
Oh, here it is.
Oh, okay.
There you go. I guess I just have to restart it. So yes, this just shows you the device, and so this is actually transmitting real time, like the details.
That's neat.
So it's running our UART app, so you can communicate with our app, of course, and then you have an idle thread, a main thread, a BLE UART thread.
Wow, we made this app?
Yeah.
This is a nice app.
Yeah, it's a wrapper for their stuff, and so you can like see all this deets for your Minute device, and then you can load images directly to. You can do over-the-air programming, so it's very advanced.
Wow.
And you can see the stack usage as well. So, I mean, it's a very intense, it's a, Cortex M4,
Yeah.
DSP processor. So it's got like a half a mega flash and like a quarter K of RAM or something. So you can easily run a real-time operating system on this and get your Bluetooth stack. So this is very handy for people who need to do that.
Yeah. That's intense. Okay.
But yeah, and again, there's no you can't use Arduino libraries. You have to kind of write your own code for it. So it's for more advanced pro users.
Yeah. Well, we get asked all the time. Like, I'm crazy advanced. I want crazy products.
This is crazy advanced.
Okay. All right. So let's go to the start of the show tonight besides you.
It's the TPL 5111. Yay! Right. It's a reset enabled timer. So this is kind of a variant of the TPL 5110 that we've already had in stock. This is a device that lets you make anything low power that you want to make low power, even if it doesn't have good sleep mode management. So for example, the ESP8266 is a very popular processor. It's low cost. Doesn't have a lot of sleep mode management. You can sleep it, but it's like really weird to do so, and I've never had a lot of success with it. You can do it, but it's just like it's hard to externally control it, and you have to like attach a pin to the reset and stuff. What's nice is this is standalone, and it acts as sort of like a separate watchdog timer. And you go to the overhead. I can show it on the overhead. So this board has the chip and then a potentiometer. And then when you twist the potentiometer, you can set a timing from about, half a second up to 2 hours. I have it set up for about 5 or 6 seconds right now. And it will toggle the enable pin on your board. So if you have an enable pin on your power supply, it'll toggle the enable pin, and it will put it into disable mode and like low power. And then when the microcontroller project is done, it sends a signal and says, hey, I'm done. You can shut off the power. So it's basically external power management. And then, it has a button so you can instantly turn it on if you don't want to wait for the cycle management. But it's kind of nice. It, basically lets you do your project with much lower power usage, a couple microamps or less, without needing to do a complicated code, and especially if you want to have it separate. It's kind of nice, and it just cycles it. It's just like a timer, cycle timer.
That's cool. Because then you don't have to
it's potentiometer controlled. You do it with a resistor.
If you have a device that you're not going to re-engineer or change to basically do this, you can just add this.
You just want something to turn on and off like once an hour.
Yeah.
This will do it for you. You don't need a real-time clock. You don't need extra complexity.
Yeah, for IoT devices, this is kind of good because it'll just wake it up, do stuff, and then turn it off.
It does. It's a little watchdog timer manager. So I like this. This one is the reset enable version, so you can use it with anything with a reset or enable line. The other version, you have to actually go in between the power. So there's two versions. One is for if you have an enable pin, and one you have to actually get between the power and it'll shut off power completely.
Yeah.
So that one is like more intense.
Yeah, because it's off.
It's off. This is just putting it into disable mode.
Yeah.
But both have uses. They're very similar, but they have different uses. So
I remember a long time ago, someone had a project where these devices were keeping track of like birds somewhere and like a nest, and they were all over the place, and no matter what the battery source was, they just wanted to turn it completely off and turn it back on. I guess
this does it for you.
This would do that.
Yeah, it just completely disables and enables it. So very handy.
Okay.
People have often needed something like this, and I never had it. And I'm like, hey, because they're like, hey, well, I need low power, but it's like, if you're only building a couple and you don't want to spend like 10 hours like figuring out every sleep mode and just like trying to get as low power as possible, if this does the job for you, it's like $5. You just add it in, and then you're done.
Yeah, I guess if you want to spend years testing and coding, you could do it. Or in this case, maybe this hardware thing might just do it for you.
This might just do it for you. And like I said, some chips don't have a lot of low power support. So this will do it for you.
Okay.
Externally.
Turn any device into a low power device.
Yeah.
All right.
Good. It's very good for IoT stuff.
Okay. And with that, Lady Ada, does new products.
Yay.
You're done. Good work. Okay. Well, in the Discord chat, start posting your comments. Or questions. Sorry. Comments too, like, yeah, good show. But while we're getting ready for that, code's Eclipse, 10% off in the Adafruit store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Let's do some questions, Lady Ada.
Okay. The goggles do something.
The goggles do something. So while we're doing questions, what I'm going to do is pull up the Discord chat, see if this all works.
Okay, try it.
Here we go. Okay. Will there be a time-lapse video, the pick and place machines view of the eclipse? There might be. It's going to be during the day, and we're going to have some team members that try to take some photos. Next up, could the ESP8266 go into the microamp power range and low power mode and respond to interrupts?
It doesn't respond to interrupts. There's only one interrupt, and you like tie it to the reset line. I mean, you can kind of do a low power. It's just not the way any other chip does it.
Okay. Any ETA on the NRF?
There's no ETA, but as soon as our app is live and we have a guide, we'll make it in the store. So sign up in a week or two.
Okay. Is there a CPX product guide? Well,
Not yet.
Not yet. We have a bunch of stuff we're adding.
We're waiting till the Arduino support is wrapped up and ready, and then we will update the guide and make it live.
Okay. Do you sell the LCD in the demo for this flight time sensor? Let me go to this.
That was an OLED. That's our OLED Featherwing.
Yeah, we do. OLED Featherwing. Okay. Why can't servos work while using serial with Arduino?
Sometimes there's like timers or management. We have a guide that talks about servos and NeoPixels, which are also a tough thing to do together. But it could just be, if you're driving the servo directly, serial might be halting it, or you might be using the timer.
I'll try to find some questions from the other live chat. How old is MOSFET? He's like
He's 12.
He's like 12 years old.
No, sorry, I'm totally spaced. He's
12.
He's 16 years old.
16.
He's 16 years old.
In cat years.
I got him in 2001.
Okay, he's doing good.
Yeah.
Hanging out. All right. Can you use a trackpad for the Raspberry Pi and a laptop?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the difference between the low power switch? I use the old one and it works great. Oh, the new one that you have.
This one is for reset enable, and the other one is for power switching. So they're just different. They're wired up differently.
Okay.
Like one cuts power, and one just sets a pin high or low.
Any recommendations for low capacitance input protection on a Teensy?
Tough. I mean, most of those pins are ESD protected, but you can always add another ESD protection diode and just calibrate your capacitive touch so that it doesn't affect it. But if you have a capacitive touch input, usually it's ESD protected already.
Gotcha. Oh, someone before wanted to know for this screen. This is just a touch screen. You can't put anything on it, right? It's just this. What can you? It's just overlays.
It's just the overlay. It's
Yeah.
a resistive overlay. But if you want to make your own touch screen without a screen, it's just the touch part.
Yeah.
If you want to make a touchpad, like it's a good example, or like sometimes what people do is actually they'll like cut out a drawing with like buttons, and then you'll just if you only have one interface, and then people can like touch the button location, and then you detect that, so you don't need a full like LCD behind it.
Okay. And if y'all are around, don't forget the Discord chat, adafruit.it/Discord. That's where you can ask your questions to the community. We stop in there once in a while. We don't do technical support unless it's something we can answer really quick. That's for the forums, but do check it out. That's where we had these questions that we were having you all ask here. So it looks like we got to all of them. Thank you, everybody.
Yay.
All right, let's give away something.
Okay.
What are the rules?
If you've won something already, you can't win again. Only one winner per my lifetime. The first person to call on the payphone when it's live and answers the 3 magical questions
What are they?
will win. The magical questions are as follows. What is your name? Where are you calling from? And what is a project that you're working on or you want to work on?
Those are easy questions.
Very easy
this
questions.
This is the easiest trivia question.
But you have to answer them.
Yeah.
If you hang up, you don't get to win.
Okay. Well.
And the winner gets a TPL breakout.
Oh, all right.
Power breakout.
Okay.
Low power.
The phone lines are open.
IoT. Call up.
Yeah.
Call. Call this number.
I'm always surprised when it rings because this
Ring. Well, it's a very unusual thing.
Yeah. Payphones are not normal.
They're not.
You don't hear
They're very
payphones
rare.
ring that often. Oh!
Ring. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Hello, you've reached Ask Engineer, and you're the winner. Congratulations. Wait, they hung up.
They hung up.
They hung up.
Sometimes they get scared and they hang up.
Maybe it's, I don't know why they.
All right. Well, the phone lines are still open.
Okay.
I got all week. Ooh. All right.
Hello, you've reached Ask Engineer and you're the winner. Congratulations.
Hey,
Hey, what's your name and where you calling from?
it's Kurt Henderson from Michigan.
Hey, Kurt from Michigan. Well, congratulations to the winner of a TPL 5111 or whatever the part number is. I can't remember. What are you working on? What projects are you hacking on lately or you want to work on?
I'm hoping to work on something solar powered this summer.
Okay.
I had a pretty big order last time. I have a bunch of Arduino stuff, Raspberry Pi stuff. I have all kinds of stuff laying around, but yeah, I'm hoping solar powered.
Put it under the
summer.
sun. That's a good idea. Well, this TPL board will come in handy because maybe you'll need some power saving and stuff for solar. So all you have to do is email support@adafruit.com and say, hey, this is Kurt from Michigan. I'm the winner, and you get a, what was the part number, Phil?
Oh, I don't know.
It's 3573.
Yeah, tell them that.
Tell them that it's 3573. That's the product number, and we'll send it to you right away.
All right, thanks.
All right, awesome. Thank you for calling. Have a great night.
You too.
Okay, enjoy watching the clips. Bye. All right, everything is sun powered.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Well, that was it. You can also call and leave a nice message if you want.
Always.
We like that.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's the show tonight, everybody.
Woo!
Thank you so much.
I
Special
say.
shout out. Yeah, special shout out to all the folks in the various chats.
Thanks.
And don't forget to join the Discord chat if you want to keep the party going.
Woo. Yeah, we're there.
Ask
sometimes.
an Engineer Overdrive. The code is Eclipse, 10% off in the Adafruit store, all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Make sure you're safe and wear glasses and all that stuff. When you buy stuff from us, you're helping us out. Open source hardware company, USA manufacturer, no loans, no venture capital. We're doing this until we can't. We're just gonna keep doing it until we can't.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much it. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a picture of MOSFET. Oh, and thanks to all the Adafruit team members, the remote team members, everyone who helped out as always, and makes running this show easier and easier every week.
Yeah.
And all the show and tell participants. That was a good show and tell tonight.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Okay. Well, we'll see everyone next week. Here's a picture of MOSFET the cat. And here is your moment of Zener. Bye, folks.
Bye.
Bye-bye. You can see the chat here. Like everyone's saying bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Oh, New York is getting 70% of the eclipse. That's cool. 70%.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's good to know. All right. Bye, everybody.
Go sun.